So, Israeli settlers set Christian town on fire in the West Bank. And this is the Israelis practically attacking Christians who are in the West Bank. It is our job to awaken ourselves as Africans to the realities around us. Because a good number of our Africans believe in Israel, pray for Israel. You heard that young man who told us the reason why he believes in Israel, he prays for Israel. I'm still going to leave his discussion while this video progresses for some of you who didn't listen to him. A young, promising African youth. Very recently, very recently, we saw how this same group of people who are God's chosen people bombed a whole town because they are in search of some numbers of human beings. They claim that they are trying to eliminate the leaders of Hamas, and they heard that the leaders of Hamas were, hiding in Doha, and they bombed Doha. A lot of innocent people died because they're in search of some numbers of human beings. I believe they have a lot of technology, advanced technology, that they can search for whoever they want to search for. But they keep involving innocent lives. And that's where I always ask this question. Is this their God a blood-sucking God or a blood-sucking demon that is interested in sucking the blood of innocent people all the time? When you look into the case of Palestine, you have an issue. Okay, why not talk about this thing like reasonable human being? How can you invade people? Like what our Bishop Mapunga always say. Listen to the bishop.
What kind of people will wake up in the morning to go and make weapons to kill other people? Are you okay? You come to Africa, you dig up the whole place and live mining dumps, poisoning rivers with cyanide, only to bring the gold and put it in a warehouse somewhere here you call a vault. Come to Africa, you kill animals, only to collect the horns and leaving the meat to rot on the ground. Are you okay? And then when they see us putting on skins like this, they want to look like they're conservationists. No, you can't be putting on animal skins. But you're sitting on a leather chair with leather shoes, with a leather belt, with a leather car. Are you okay in your head? What kind of hypocrisy is that? You pollute the whole world with carbon. Then you come around and say, please, let's do some green energy. Shut your industries up if you're talking about green energy. You have lied to us for too long. And the honeymoon of lies is over.
Don't just watch, act. Learn the history, share the truth, stand for justice, and be part of the change.
While I was listening to him, I became so emotional. Because you have decided to turn yourself into, human hunters. You are not at peace when the world is at peace. You find pleasure in unaliving. You find pleasure in seeing blood being spilled. These are the same group of human beings that Africans pray for. Africans wish that they come help them or liberate them. Anyway, Netanyahu had even said that after he's done there, he will face you. This is the kind of situations we are faced with. Anyway, let's listen to Jimmy Dore and take it off from there.
In case you are still on the fence about Israel, Israeli settlers are now burning down the Christian town of Tibet in the West Bank.
Yeah. Judeo-Christian values, Jimmy, at work.
The village is known for its uniquely all Christian population, and Israeli settlers are burning it down. Cars, lands, and homes all attacked in a series of violent pogroms aimed at uprooting Palestinian communities. So these are brown people who are Christians.
Yeah.
So that's what this is. So just so you know, this isn't a religious war. This is a mob war. And the Zionists just did a hit on another very powerful family. And it's the Christian family.
Yeah, there's no the Christians or the Jews. I hope people have picked that up at this point.
Right.
Okay, so like, oh yeah, we're all together till I don't like one specific thing you think, then we're going to be separate. So every time somebody lumps them all together, they're wrong. But I'm surprised at Christians here that do lump all the Christians together that have no idea about this, and I don't think they'd like to know.
Right. So here's some of it. Here's just a little bit of video. That's the kind of stuff they're doing. That's a car burning. That's the houses and land. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Tebeh is what it looks like. Tebeh is a Palestinian village in the West Bank, 15 kilometers northeast of Jerusalem and 12 kilometers northeast of Ramallah, in the Ramallah and Al-Bira Governorate of Palestine. According to the Palestinian Central Bureau of Statistics, Tebeh had a population of 1,340 people in 2017. Tebeh is one of about a dozen majority Christian villages in the West Bank. So these aren't Muslims. This isn't Hamas. These are 3 Palestinians were killed in the West Bank clash with Israel settlers and troops. They call it a clash. Sounds like just a spontaneous fight broke out.
A clash.
So what I say is find someone who loves you as much as the Western media loves using the passive voice when describing Israelis killing Palestinians, because that's what that. So the headline should be, Israel kills Palestinians in the West Bank. That should be the headline. But the headline is 3 Palestinians killed in the West Bank clash. So it wasn't, we don't know who did it. It wasn't the Israelis who killed them. Isn't that awesome? I think it is. So here's what happened. This is according to the Washington Post.
Your Majesties, the truth is that there is no justification for taking out anybody. The fact, because human life is sacred and we should hold it that way. But the situation where we excuse a group of people because they are the chosen children of God. And I thought this same God said, thou shalt not kill. But there is always justification given when these people indulge in what they do. We always excuse them. I hope when they begin to face African countries, you as Africans who is supporting them now will also excuse them for what they do. Or give the world the reason why they have to unalive Africans. Because right now, we are seeing nothing wrong with what they are doing. Whatever they like, they do. Whenever they are ready, they bombard any town. They just do what they want to do. Why? Because they have America backing them. But things are changing now. The hands of time is changing. The power is rotating, gradually pulling out of the West. I wonder what they will resort to. I think this is even the reason why they are preparing themselves for a possible war by 2026. They are already telling themselves to be ready that something will happen. Because the only language they know is a language of destruction and war. I don't see why a group of people who are bent on killing people by day, when there is no war, they are not happy. Like what Aibo Bishop Makonga said, are you okay in your head? Are you normal? Is something wrong with you? That you are always happy to be destroying creation. You are not impacting, you are not contributing to the progress of life. You are destroying life that you did not create. I think we have to shun this. This act is a barbaric act. And, when they always say that Africans are the barbaric ones, I ask myself, remember when the claim, Macron decided to return the scores of the Moroccan king? I asked the question that time when I was making that discussion. Are these people okay in the head? Are you normal? That you want to like somebody, you carry his head, you go and keep it somewhere in your museum. Somebody's skull have been in your museums for all these years. You are okay looking at it. Are these people okay in the head? Are they normal? Something should definitely be wrong with them. Are they even human beings? Do they have a soul? All these questions I'm asking, I have the answers deep within. But I just want you to use your head, run around these things, especially Africans who hold these people in high esteem, have their flags flying in their homes and their cars, praying every day for these people to succeed. You are contributing. Your hand is also soiled with blood. If you pray for Israel as an African, you are contributing to what they are doing. You are involved practically in what they are doing indirectly. Because you are praying that they always have the energy to go and unalive other people. No one have the right to take out anybody's life. Because no human being gave life to anyone. We do not have the right to do so. So there's no justification for what Israel is doing to other nations. Your Majesties. And no African should be praying for Israel. Anyway, listen to some of the discussion and you leave your thoughts and opinion there at the section.
Nowhere in our Bible does it say that the Messiah would be a god or godlike. The very idea that God would take on human form is repulsive to Jews because it contradicts our concept of God as being above and beyond the limitations of the human body and situation. Jews believe that God alone is to be worshipped, not a being who is his creation, be he an angel, saint, or even the Messiah himself. Christians teach the philosophy of turning the other cheek and loving your enemy. Do you know of any Christian nations that live by this impractical ethic or even take it seriously? Judaism believes that God is eternal, above and beyond time. God cannot be born. He cannot die. He cannot suffer. He cannot become flesh. Nor can he be divided into sections, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. These are pagan notions. Certainly no God or Son of God could have called out on the cross, as Jesus is supposed to have said, my God, why have you abandoned me?" If he was God's Son, he would at least have said, "My Father." Nowhere does the Torah state that someone else's death can bring forgiveness to a person's sin. On the contrary, each man will be punished for his own sins, and each man must repent for his sins alone. The soul that sins, it shall die. Sons will not be punished for the sins of their fathers. The idea that someone else's death 2,000 years ago can somehow bring forgiveness from God for my sins is absurd and unfounded. Each person must return to God. Each sinner must change his own ways and seek God's forgiveness.
I am a black African Christian who supports Israel, but people always call me brainwashed that, according to them, I am supporting colonialists. Well, let us look at the history between Africa and Israel. Let us start with Ethiopia. When black Ethiopian Jews, I repeat, when black Ethiopian Jews were being killed in Sudanese refugee camp, were being persecuted in Sudanese refugee camp, it is the Israeli government in around 1980s that airlifted at least 90,000 of these black African Ethiopian Jews or black African Jews to Israel through Operation Moses. In fact, when the Arab countries heard that Israel were airlifting these black Africans from Sudan, they pressured the Sudanese government to stop the airlifting. It forced the Israelis to conduct a covert operation known as Operation Joshua and Operation Solomon in order to airlift all these black Ethiopian Jews, all of them. Number two, you people call Israel a colonialist. Can you please tell me at least one African country that was colonized by Israel? Tell me. There is none. But I know you people will argue that Israel supported an apartheid regime in South Africa. Well, let me educate you. In 1950, Israel is one of the countries that fought against colonization of Africa. They wanted Africa to be free. But when Israel was fighting the Yom Kippur War in 1973, under the pressure of Arab countries, Africans were forced to cut their relationship with Israel. I repeat, under the pressure of Arab countries, African countries cut their relationship with Israel. So it is never Israel that cut the relationship with Africans. This limited the options of the Israeli government in Africa. The only partner they were left with is South Africa. And Israel never supported any form of operation in South Africa. They partnered with South Africa in arms sale, weapon production, and nuclear technology. They never supported British actions in South Africa. It was solely for military purposes. During the Ebola outbreak in West Africa, Israelis are one of the people that provided the victims with the medical equipment, beds, medicines, doctors, tents, all things needed for medication. Here in Kenya, they are teaching people how to use technology for agriculture in order for them to utilize their dry lands. Why are you people being brainwashed to believe that Israel is like a demon in Africa? Israel has never wronged Africa in any way. It is Africans that have wronged Israel 2 times, in 1950s and in 1973.